I want you to be thinking about is the user experience. So I would like to see some kind of introduction to the program that says this is what the program is, or this is what it does. I want you to start thinking about who's using your program and what they might need to know in order to be successful using the program. What are the things that you can do as a coder, as a software developer, to make your programs easier to use? So as we get into A4, what I'd like to see is you using some of those conventions and starting to stretch your work a little bit so that it's not just doing the basic assignment, but also thinking about the user experience. So this is a play on the previous assignment, on the calculator assignment. And I would caution you this time, don't go overboard, don't go crazy. What I'm looking for, remember this, what I'm looking for is that you know how to use an if, elif, else branch. I'm not looking for a new calculator to figure out my own currency conversions or anything. If you want to do that, go for it. But remember that the goal of this assignment is if, elif, else. So you're going to build two calculators into the same program. You're going to allow the user to choose which calculator they want to use. So for example, you might say, Bill, welcome to Bill's temperature converter. Would you like to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, or would you like to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit? Press 1 for Celsius to Fahrenheit, press 2 for Fahrenheit to Celsius. It will make their choice, and then the program will ask them for the appropriate data and do the calculations and end. Okay? Make the program as nice looking as you can and user friendly. It will probably look something like this from a flowchart standpoint. So we'll have the main menu, and the user will make a choice. Okay? They might make a choice. Choice A is Celsius to Fahrenheit. Then it will say, you chose to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Give me the temperature in Celsius, at which time it will convert that to an int or a float. It'll do the calculation and output the results. If they choose Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion, it will do the same thing, but a little bit different. So remember, all of that goes in the code blocks. It'll get input, do the calculation, output results. If they choose, if I give them a choose one or choose two scenario, and they type banana, I have to do something with that result. So in this case, we are going to use the else branch to say, whoa, you entered something incorrect. Please try again. Now we won't be able to try again yet without rerunning the program, but in the future we'll be able to loop them back to the beginning of the main menu and have them actually choose again. We're just not there yet. So if is choice 1, elif is choice 2, and else is choice 3. And then no matter which one they choose, after it goes through that branch, we'll give them some kind of thanks for using my calculator message.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Is it possible to have 4 choices?
It is. If you're a show-off, yeah, you can have as many elifs as you want. Yeah, you can, for sure. There's no limit, but what I'm looking for is 3. Okay? So the first thing is we're going to outline this program. Right? We're going to create the structure of the program using comments. And then we're going to work from big to small, from general to specific. So after you create the structure using comments, then I want you to work out the branches. Once you have the branches worked out, then you add the calculator inside each branch. Test the program as you go. Leave yourself some white space in your code so you don't get so overwhelmed with so much on one page. And by the way, don't get fancy with code you copy from Google or ChatGPT. Don't cheat yourself. In other words, I could find this online in about 2 seconds. Code that will satisfy this assignment. Why would you do that? If you want to learn to code, Let's code. Dig into it. And copying from Google or watching another YouTube video or something, if you get stuck, is usually going to lead you down a side path that you're not going to be happy with. So if you get stuck, ask the question, send me an email. If you send me a Canvas message again, attach your code to it, because it's almost always the first thing I'm going to ask you for if you send me a message. So send me a message, attach your code, I'll look at it, I'll say, here's what you might want to think about. On line 5, you forgot the semicolon, or you forgot the colon, or you need to indent, or whatever. But this assignment should not overwhelm you too bad if you do it the way I said. Okay, so let's talk this through. I'm just going to flesh this out using comments and do the big structure. Ready? So, main, let's say, welcome message. Tell user menu choices. And then I'm going to get menu choice using input. And then start the if statement. If choice is 1, then F2C. I'm going to use the Fahrenheit to Celsius calculator for this. If choice is 2, then C to F. Other choices, error message. And then after that, I'm going to say, thank user for playing. Okay, so those are the big parts of the program. So welcome message, tell them the menu choices, get their choice using input, and this is where I start the if. If, else, and then thank the user. So I'm going to go real simple here, just to show you how I would flesh this out. Okay, so I'm going to print, welcome to my calculator. And I'm going to center that in a row of 80. So it's just going to put it in the middle of the screen. And after that, I'm going to print a couple of new lines. And then I'm going to say print choose 1 for F to C and 2 for C to F. I could probably, no, not probably, I could definitely do a little bit better job of being more verbose and leading them along, but you get the idea. Then I get the menu choice. So I'm going to say int menu. I could just say str menu and check for strings. Okay, so str menu equals input. What would you like to do? Okay, not great verbiage, but again, I'm going for the low bar here. Okay, so they're going to input a 1, a 2, or something else. So I'm going to say if str menu, it's still a string, so I'm going to put quotes, because when they enter, if I'm not changing it to an int, str menu is going to be a 1 or 2. It's still going to be a string, though. So when I check to see if it's a 1 or 2, I'm checking for the string 1 or the string 2. If I converted it to an int, then I would do something different. Make sense? Okay, so I'm going to say elif str menu equals the string 2. And else print there was a problem. Choose 1 or 2. And then the thank you for playing. Thanks for trying my calculator. Okay, so this is me going from general, like the big picture of things, down to the more specifics. So I've got the comments that are laying out the structure, and now I have the big structure of my program. And what I might say for each of these is something like print, you chose F to C conversion on that one. Copy. Now remember I'm indenting these. And this one is C to F. So now I can test out my menu. I don't have any calculators yet, but I can test out my menu. Okay, so there's my calculator. Choose 1 for F to C and 2 for C to F. I'll choose 1. Okay, so there it goes. It chose Fahrenheit to Celsius conversion because I chose 1. Thanks for trying my calculator. So, all right, cool. I'm on the right track. So now, what I have to do is in each of these blocks of code, I have to put basically what you did for assignment 3, where I ask the user, what do you want to enter? So I'm going to go int degrees Celsius is input, enter the degrees in, oh, actually it's Fahrenheit. I got myself all confused here. Fahrenheit. All right, so there's that. And then I will do int degrees Celsius equals int degrees Fahrenheit times minus 32 times, what is it, 5 divided by 8? Is that what that is? I think it's something like that. I can't remember. But you get the idea. Oh, I need to put a parentheses around this too, or else I'm going to get a weird result. Okay. So I think that's the right thing, and then I'll just print out, print, and I'm going to do F string here, and I'll do int degrees Fahrenheit is int degrees Celsius and there we go. F after that. There we go. All right, so let's try this. It's probably not going to do the right calculations, but you get the idea. Fahrenheit 32. Oh, what did I do? I forgot something. I got a type error because I forgot to convert this to an int. My gosh. I gotta practice what I preach here. Alright, so now I won't get a type error. I get 32. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. Technically true. I should probably try a couple other values to test my calculator because I knew that one would come out to 0 with that formula. But anyway, that's it. The only thing left now is coming back in, and you have to do the other formula, and that's the whole assignment. Okay, so all you're doing is coming up with a program that allows the user to choose which calculation and branches their input and the calculation itself based on what they choose. Okay, so that is assignment 4. You don't have a ton of time to work, but you do have a little